What's going on, guys? Kando here. If you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. If you guys like the video, like the video. Sorry I still sound like ass. I'm very sick. Description below, I want you guys to follow FORTNITE for FORTNITE news, and also Tasty. Their links will be down in the description below because I'm piggybacking off of the theory they have about the Ice King and the Fire King being trapped. I'm going to be showing you pictures from their Twitter, so just do me a favor, go down there and follow them on Twitter. So let's get into this theory. I just want to mention one thing before the theory starts. They're talking about the Fire King. What if the Fire King is actually melting underneath the castle and he's slowly hatching his pet dragons because there's dragon eggs underneath the castle? Just something to chew on and digest while we get into this theory. I think that it could happen, and honestly, I might be the first one to talk about it. So this was their theory about the Fire King and how he's going to be the Week 9 Snowfall skin. So this is a lot of reading, so we're going to get into this, right? So he was trapped by the Ice King to prevent him from destroying the kingdom that he built, because obviously fire and ice don't mix. The theory also goes on to read that there is a total of 5 kings, but we don't know what happened to the rest of them. But the Fire King's chair was kicked over, so something happened to him. A fight between the Fire and Ice King, perhaps. That's what they're saying. So I'm going to have video after this picture that you see on screen with the Fire King's chair kicked over, which means that he's either imprisoned or dead. But I just want to show you guys this picture, that the texture of the prisoner's Fire King right in the top left-hand corner for their theory. But they're just talking about how the Snowfall skin for the challenges is going to end up being the Fire King. The reason why is, look at the name of the challenges, Snowfall, the Snow Kingdom will fall. So obviously it's the Ice King's rival, or the Snow Kingdom's rival, which is obviously fire. There was also a texture found in the files that stated that there was a prisoner and then the logo of the prisoner, and the texture is the same logo that was on the table of the chair in that same frame from the picture. So if any of you guys have been following throughout the Easter eggs from any Fortnite YouTuber, you know that the ice is actually melting underneath the castle. As you see on screen right now, it's literally just a giant block of ice. It used to be snow, it was melting. So what their theory is that the Fire King is actually imprisoned underneath the castle under all of that snow and ice, and he is so powerful that he's actually melting it even when he's imprisoned, so eventually he's going to break out because he's melting the ice slowly. You can obviously tell he's so strong that one of his arms is actually free. In the files, they call him Penguin. They also mentioned that the Ice King is going to start a storm, and when he starts this storm, the AIM skin is going to bring that cube fragment, aka my boy Lil Kevin. And what's going to happen is he's going to bring that cube fragment to him, and inside of that cube is obviously the cube monsters from the FORTNITE from Season 6. On screen, you're going to see what the concept, actually it's not even a concept, it's actually leaked, that these are going to be the husks that come out tomorrow. So let's finish up this theory so I could talk about what I think is going to happen. So this time they're going to be a lot stronger. He knows that the players were struggling to defeat the cube. He wants to turn the whole island into snow. This is actually something that I agree with. I said this in the beginning. He's going to try to turn this into snow so that the Fire King won't be able to escape and get revenge on him. So my theory is why he wants this snow all around is because the more snow and the colder it is and the more ice there is for the Ice King, the stronger he is, and the weaker that the Fire King is because he has to use more of his energy and more of his powers to make sure that, you know, he's not getting hurt by the snow or ice. So now that we digested this information, I'm going to break down on why I think this theory is actually correct and why I think that these guys are right. And I'll throw in, you know, my theory as well. So what you're going to see here is I break this, obviously, and underneath the throne room is a table. And on the table, there are 5 symbols or sigils of each house or of each king, right? So this is where I think that they're absolutely correct here. So there's obviously 5 sigils and there's 5 kings. And to me, it looks like this is a big round table where they were holding court, all 5 kings. And as you could tell that the Fire King's chair is on the ground. The reason why is, look, it kind of looks like a fire symbol and his chair is on the ground. There are 5 symbols, and in my opinion, this is where I go off of their theory. I think that the 5 kings are, as seen on screen with their sigils, there's fire, wind, earth, ice, and water. So that's obviously 5. You have fire, ice, earth, wind, water, 5. Kind of reminds me of the Avatar, The Last Airbender. So I'm showing you right here that this is the Ice King because it's obviously in the center. And if you look closely, I'm going to be showing you guys that that sigil on that chair in the center is actually identical to the banners that are on the side. So you obviously see right there, I'm not shooting it, I'm hitting it. This sigil or banner is actually identical to the Ice King's throne right here. So, or not the throne, the chair. So you could see that it's almost identical. It's not super identical because they're on different planes, but you could see that there's 5 chairs. I'm showing you right here. This looks like wind maybe. There's fire obviously on the ground, earth, water, and then there's ice. So the Ice King, obviously this is his temple, this is his castle. He's going to obviously have all of his banners around it, and you can see that the banners are on the walls, and it's identical to the symbol where his chair would be, or where, you know, he would be in the center. And then obviously right there you can see that the Fire King, or what they were talking about with the Fire King, is on the ground. So he's either been kicked out or has been banished by the Ice King. And the Ice King obviously felt threatened. You know, he must have said something, or he must have wanted, you know, the only way I could think of it is he, you know, brought a proposal of, I want this whole entire place to be ice, or I want this whole entire place to be snow. And obviously that affects the Fire King because, you know, he's the exact opposite of fire, and the Ice King probably felt threatened, and he said, listen, you know, I need this, I want this, I want to be the most powerful. As theories goes, this is probably the most elaborate, and in my opinion, as we just dissected this and we just digested this information, I honestly think that they're going to be correct, or their theory is going to be very similar to what is actually going to happen. So let's just talk about these dragon eggs real quick, and this is where I wanted to talk about the Fire King being with these dragon eggs. So obviously dragons spit fire. The Fire King must have had these guys as pets, and he either locked them up as well, either killed his, you know, old pets, and he still has these eggs. And as you could tell, these eggs have slowly been hatching. So what I think is going to happen is when the Fire King finally gets out, these dragon eggs are going to hatch, because the dragon eggs have been frozen, and what's been happening is the Fire King has been slowly melting these eggs while he's been underground melting the snow and the ice underneath the castle. So he's been warming them up, kind of like an incubator, and he's going to actually make these dragon eggs hatch. So put down in the comment section below, guys, if you think my theory is correct, and if you think their theory is correct, and if you guys have your own theory, because I want to know. I want to know what you guys think is going to happen with this Fire King and the Ice King and every other king. So, you know, a lot of information was processed in this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. My name's Candle. I love you guys, and I'm out. Peace.